Anybody wants to jump in and talk about makeup? I got some eyeshadow to show off today. Thank you. Doing makeup today. Thank you. I love this shade. This is actually this is the Maybelline Crimson Rage lipstick. This one? It's pretty common. You can get this pretty well anywhere that carries e.l.f. cosmetics. Yeah, I love those colors. The yellows and the oranges. I love this palette. This is one of my favorites. The other one I just got recently is the Revolution palette. This one's got some really cool colors. Yeah. This is one of the first ones that I got with all the colors like that. So, but I'm really liking this one now here. But my big one, my big palette, is the Wet n Wild one. This one has 72 colors. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like this top here. I'll show a little closer. Try not to lose the green screen there. Thank you. I love this top. I'm trying to remember where I got it, but it's actually a bodysuit, technically. Talking about eyeshadow today. I have lots of eyeshadow to show. For anybody who wants to come on and talk about eyeshadow. The two that I have in my hands here are two of my favorites. The ones that I use on a fair regular basis. And then I just showed the beauty book. This one here has 72 colors. And then another one that I like to use is this Black Radiance out of the blue palette. I like to use this one with my blue outfits. So this one's really nice. What colors does it say it has? Yeah, 12 colors on that one. I like how that gold complements with the rest of the palette. But for today, I'm actually using this cheap Mariposa one. Just the neutral shades here. Kind of complements my outfit. Anybody who's seen any of my videos on TikTok here or on YouTube will know that I like to do my eyeshadow to go with my outfit. Thank you. I've had oh, hi Trisha. I didn't realize you jumped in. Oh no, it must be your internet. unless other people are getting freezing. Could be my internet then, but... Thanks, you too, hon. Did you see the eyeshadow palettes I was showing here? These are two of my favorites. And then there's this one that I have too. This one's really cool. 72 colors. All the neutral shades on this side here, browns and grays and that, and then all the colors over here. I bought this at Marshall's last year, a couple years ago. B, do you remember when I got this?
I think it was last year.
Maybe, yeah, I think it was early last year. Found it at Marshall's.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We both like this one. Don't we, B?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's just clunky to pull out once in a while. I still like to pull out these ones. I got other... Oh, actually, this one's not cheap. This is the Revlon So Fierce Prismatic Palette. These ones are really high contrast. There's like 8 different palettes of this you can get. Yeah, this one is the Big Bang palette shade. So that one's really cool. The pinks and the golds in there. Try to get it so it's not cut off. So that's a really nice one that I like to use once in a while. And then I just got all of these little cheap Mariposa palettes here. Sometimes I'll crack these out, but so if anybody's looking for any makeup tutorials, my YouTube channel has a bunch of my makeup routines on there. I got lots of tips and tricks, and I'm doing short tips on here and on all my other social media platforms. I'm talk about eyeshadow today. Who wants to talk about eyeshadow? Still got 45 minutes. Lots of time to talk about makeup. Anybody want to talk about makeup? I got some great eyeshadow palettes to show. Anybody who comes on. If anybody has any makeup questions. Fortunately, lose 2 of these colors to falling to the floor one time. Oh well. Any eyeshadow is pigmenting. Specific colors are worse than others. It's not necessarily the brand, it's more the color itself. I find that reds and blues are more pigmenting than greens or browns. So they're always harder to clean up. Doesn't matter what brand. And it's the same with the Wet n Wild ones too. So I find that the blue ones and these pink ones here are harder to clean up. And then these lighter colors are less pigmenting, but it's the contrast of the color too. So like with this palette, well, actually with all 3 of these ones, Actually, 4 of these. These are all high contrast palettes. So it does take a little bit more. Yeah, it's something that does take time to figure out when you're going through different brands, different colors, different palettes. You know, if you like colored eyeshadow like I do, then it's definitely something you'll find out quick, and you'll find out that the reds and the blues are leaching, but these lighter colors here aren't so bad. I don't know, it must just be the way they color them. I'm not 100% sure why the colors are the way they are. It's mainly all just powdered eyeshadow anyways, so let's show something else here too. I need to wash these brushes. But I'm sure everybody knows what kind of brushes these are. This one's pretty unique here. I like to use this one for above the crease area. It almost looks like a toothbrush. And it's also nice to use underneath too sometimes, but I have a variety of different brushes to use for different parts of your eye. The short ones, the long ones, these wide bristled ones, and then the pointed one, the rounded tip. That one's really cool. And that's how I get the white around the tops there, like that, was with this brush. And so there's some really nice colors in this palette. Back to the topic at hand. Any new people joining here want to talk about makeup, eyeshadow, eyeshadow techniques, eyeshadow palettes? I have several different eyeshadow palettes with me right now that I can show. This one's the e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonders palette. This was one of my favorite shade palettes. It's got a combination between matte and glittery colors. This one's really cool. And then this is the Marvelous Mattes from Makeup Revolution London. This is a really great shade palette. Really high contrast colors. And this only cost me $13 here at Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. And I think they're still getting them. Well, last time I saw at the place, the one that I got this one at, they had more. So for any of my Canadian viewers, if you like eyeshadow colors, this is a really good palette. I would highly recommend it. And then this one here, I showed this previously. This is the Black Radiance Out of the Blue palette. I got this one at Rexall in Canada. This one was $13 as well. Oh, thank you. I have lots of makeup videos on my YouTube channel, and I have some shorts on here on TikTok. Also going to be doing more shorts here, more makeup tips shorts, and doing some more makeup and fashion stuff on my YouTube channel. Link to my YouTube channel is on my profile page, so you can go take a look. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in what I have on there, make sure you subscribe. And I'll have lots more makeup stuff coming here too, so you can go onto my profile page, and where there's like the picture of the camera that looks like Instagram's icon, you tap on that, and then it's got both my Instagram and my YouTube links in there. So you can check it out that way. Yeah, so this is what I'm wearing for eyeshadow today. This is just a cheap Mariposa palette. It's got lots of cool neutrals, which is really nice. And this a couple of nice little blues and that gold there. And then this black here is a shimmery. And then this is supposed to be like a straight white, but it's slightly contaminated. But it's fine. It still works. And this is the palette that I used, the white for above there. And for anybody who didn't see this earlier, my makeup brushes. To get the white in above my crease area there, I used this round tipped brush. Oh, cool. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. So yeah, so just to, again, show anybody who's new, these are a selection of the brushes I use for my eyeshadow. This one here kind of looks like a toothbrush. This is what I use for above the crease area to get like right up towards my eyebrow line there. And then they're like brushes like these and these shorter ones here, which are a little bit more precise. And then the rounded tip ones, perfect for the crease area. So this is a really great set here. This is actually, these ones here, these black ones, these three, are actually a Wet n Wild set. They were a set of 3 that I got from the Dollarama here. So, and those are good brushes. So yeah, this lots of cool stuff here. So what else is coming on for Makeup Talk? Makeup Talk with Stacy. For new people joining, this is one of my favorite shade palettes that I have. This is the e.l.f.'s 18 Hit Wonders palette. You can pretty much find this anywhere that e.l.f. Cosmetics is carried. And this one's my newest shade palette. This is the Marvelous Mattes Reloaded from Makeup Revolution London. Hey, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, the e.l.f.'s really good. I was using their foundation for a while, and then I kind of switched to something else, and I've been kind of switching around with my foundation, trying different things, you know. It's always best to try new products once in a while, especially when once in a while products you use would get discontinued and you have to try something new anyway. So, but yeah, this was my recent first big eyeshadow palette that I bought when I started transitioning here. And then the Wet n Wild palette is the Wet n Wild Beauty Book. This is actually a $35 makeup palette, and I paid $15 for it. And 72 colors. Make sure TikTok doesn't cut it off. Oh, okay, I'm losing the green screen. I'm going to put this down for now. Who else wants to talk about makeup? Any questions? Makeup questions? Talk about eyeshadow, eyeshadow tips. Hey, new follower, thank you. Yeah, I got lots of videos on my TikTok here so far with my makeup looks. I got my short tips videos on my makeup tips. And on my YouTube channel, I've got a number of makeup videos, fashion, jewelry. So if you're interested in any of that, I recommend following me and going to my YouTube channel. Eyeshadow is one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup, is doing my eyes. And I have delicate eyes. I always have problems with my eyes, and not visually, but having like styes and that. So I always have to keep them as clean as I can. Yeah, it's tough. So you know what I mean then. Having to try to keep your eyes clean all the time, and then when you do your makeup, you gotta kind of scratch in the corners there, right? I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, half an hour already, so. More eyeshadow. Yeah, I haven't tried the e.l.f. primer yet. I don't necessarily do a lot of concealer around my eyes, but sometimes I do. The makeup the foundation that I'm using is actually pretty good melanin coverage. So I don't necessarily have to worry about the lines under my eyes so much, or the melanin spots that I have, or the obvious. I actually talked about this in a video on TikTok. This is the foundation that I've started using more recently, is this Almay Healthy Glow. It's makeup and gradual self-tan. It also has sunscreen. It says it's SPF 20. Broad spectrum. So this is pretty much my go-to makeup now. It's literally a 2-in-1. It's 2 products in one. If you look at the bottle, it has I can't even tell. No. Can't really tell. But it has 2 separate tubes in here. And it has one side is the self-tanner and the other side is the foundation. So you just mix them together. I just apply it with my fingers. I did try doing it with the applicator sponge, and I'm not sure how well it actually worked. So, but do it with my fingers is fine, and then powder and everything. But if you've watched any of my makeup videos on YouTube, you'll see pretty much my routine, how I do it. I've made a few changes recently, but yeah, gotta wash it off really good. The way I do my makeup, I gotta scrub it off. Who wants to talk about makeup? How do I choose what colors? Just for like general use, it basically depends on what I decide to wear. Yeah, it basically something that goes with my outfit. So if I'm whatever color I'm wearing, generally it's shades that are similar to it, right? Just to complement the whole everything. So, and then with what I have in my wardrobe, blues and reds are fairly common, and pinks and purples as well. So these really definitely complement. And I can use these kind of colors, different colors here for things too. One look that I really like to do, and actually I did it with this palette, with the e.l.f. palette, was what's referred to as a sunset colors, where you'll use the heat one over your lids, summer over the top, and then you'll put the solar yellow in between, and it kind of looks like a sunset in a way. Kind of. Not really, but sort of. It kind of gives the idea of it. So, and it's a really nice complementing eyeshadow to go with, you know, reds and oranges and that type of those types of outfits. My 72 colors. These are some really great colors on this palette too. On this one here. This one also came with two different eyeliners, the brown one and the black one. It very much depends. Like, usually I don't go more than about 3 different colors. And I guess there's not really any hard rule. Sometimes I like to put the darker colors over my lids and then kind of shade it up. But it all depends on preference too. Some people like to do light on the lids and dark over the top. Dark over the top definitely, as you would probably know, I would expect, makes a more dramatic look. And then the lighter colors over top make it more subtle. So I guess it depends on the type of look you're going for, right? If you're looking for dramatic, I would go with the bold colors. But if you're looking for subtle, I would kind of cut back on the boldness, but, you know, still with a colored outfit. Doing neutral eyes doesn't seem right to me, anyway. Other people may say, like, well, too dramatic's too dramatic. But then I guess those people just don't like to do their makeup really dramatically. Like us. Anybody else want to come on and talk about makeup? Eyeshadow, eyeshadow, we love eyeshadow. So actually, I'm going to show kind of an example here. And anybody who's seen any of my videos here will have seen this dress, because I've worn this on several. So, and then with that, you will have seen how I done my eyeshadow with it. And generally, it's been with this palette. Recently. Like these reds up here, and that orange, and this peach is really nice. I have a different one. It's a purple one. It's one that has the treble clef on it. And I'll use like this blue and maybe this blue, or blues from this palette here. Camouflage makeup. It's a lot of people call this their war paint. Yeah. And then with me, I've been constantly trying to find, ways to improve my makeup techniques, and then anything that I discover, I like to share, right? So if I find out I'm doing something a little bit different than somebody else, maybe somebody else might benefit from my technique, or I may benefit from trying somebody else's technique in that. So yes. That's right too. Yeah, but the term was coined a long time ago. I'm not sure how or when or what, but I know I've heard it years ago. When I was younger, I used to hear that term all the time. Oh, I gotta get on my war paint. Yeah, I think so. Since forever, yeah. Yeah. There's another kind of foundation that I've been using here too. I'm going to show here right now is this TLM color changing foundation. Starts out white and then it adapts to your skin tone. Now I'm not sure how it would work for anybody who has darker skin tone, but I know for fair skin it works really good. It covers fairly well, but I'm finding that I have to build it up around in this area to keep the dark shadow from showing through. Because this foundation, this Almay one, covers way better. I find anyway. So maybe we'll do another 15 minutes. Anybody else coming on here? If my live's falling on your FYP, come on over, say hi. And talk about makeup. Talk about makeup. We love makeup. Seriously, my daughter and I both love makeup. Come talk about eyeshadow. Come talk about eyeshadow. So for anybody who hasn't seen, hasn't heard me talk about these two yet, this one here was the first real big palette that I bought. It was the Elf's 18 Hit Wonders palette. Literally 18 colors, obviously. Really nice palette. And this can be found anywhere Elf Cosmetics is found. And then this other one here that I have is the Reloaded Marvelous Mattes palette from Makeup Revolution London. I did a video on TikTok here showing this makeup palette. It is a high contrast palette, which is usually what I get. Usually. Because these are all high contrast. I've got all kinds of colors. 15 wonderful colors in this palette. And only $13 for that too. That was cheap. These are usually $17 at like Walmart. And then this cost me $13. This one here, for anybody new who hasn't seen this yet, is the Black Radiance Out of the Blue palette. It's the Eye Appeal Shadow Palette. Black Radiance. And where I found it here in Canada was at Rexall. They carry this brand. And then this one here is the Revlon So Fierce Prismatic Palette. This one's in the Big Bang shade. Because it's Revlon, this one's more expensive. This is like a $12 palette just for 4 colors. And there's like 8 different ones in this one that you can get. This is the only one I have. Again, because they're pricey. And then this book that I've been wielding around, if anybody's seen it and not familiar with it, this is the Wet n Wild Beauty book. This one has 72 colors. Half neutral and half colored. And this one I found at Marshall's here in Canada. It was on clearance, obviously. It was like, I think I paid $15 for it. It's a regular $35 palette. Ooh, excuse me. And this one also came with the eyeliners, the black one and the brown one. And a little brush, double-ended brush, but I hardly use that brush. I have these ones here. So these 3 here, are actually Wet n Wild. The long one, the short one, and then this one here is a crease brush. This is a rounded tip brush. This is more precise for doing like around the crease areas in here. So that's how I got the white around there. And then I have this brush here that looks like a toothbrush, but this is actually for going above the crease area. So this really helps to get a more even and precise makeup spread for your eyeshadow. So that's a really handy one right there. And then just assorted other brushes, like this one here is a really wide bristly brush for its size, for a small brush. And this is good for use above the eyes or whatever, however you want to do it. Or you can get ones that are even more precise, that are really more narrow and let's compare them all. Anybody want to talk about makeup? Talk about eyeshadow. I got lots of eyeshadow to show. I'm only going to be on for another 10 minutes. Ten more minutes. So I got lots of eyeshadow here to show. Bunch of different palettes. Who wants to talk about makeup? Who wants to talk about makeup? Who wants to talk about makeup? 'Cause I'm only on for 10 more minutes. Makeup. Anybody have any makeup questions? Looks like I only got 2 people left on here. Who wants to talk about eyeshadow? These are my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Who wants to come on and talk for 5 more minutes? I'll be killing the live soon. I don't know what else to do to get people in here for the next 5 minutes. Ever seen a palette with 72 colors? Ooh, I'm losing it. Ugh. TikTok is saying, blinded by the light. 72 colors in this palette. This is the Wet n Wild Beauty Book. I don't think they make it anymore, but this is a really great palette. Does anybody have any questions? Any makeup questions? Any stories to share? Looks like I only have 3 people here now. I have 5 more minutes. I'll be killing it. I'll be killing it in 5 minutes. It's 5:02, so. My daughter's just standing over here. Lots of eyeshadow. Okay, well, it's almost no point having more people come in at this point and try to start a discussion. I'm going to shut her down in a few minutes here right away. Okay, well, it's almost the top of the hour, so I'm just going to shut her down here right away. Well, I'll try and come back next Sunday, same time. I'll see you later.